Hey everyone, it's Kim. How you going? This is a Sunday for me, so I'm all natural for you. I'm going to try and flick you guys up so I can see. Hi Andy. Mwah. So I've just been driving kids around and getting them all to parties and all that sort of thing. But today we want to talk about how we can get people into our groups or our Facebook groups. Hi Cherise. So how are we going to get people into our how are we going to get people into our groups? Or our Facebook groups, Universal Business Way. So, I love your kiss back, Andy. So, how can we get people to come into our groups without actually getting people? And what I say is that it's actually having more control by, oh, you're so gorgeous. How do we have more control in what happens in our business, and how do we get more control over who comes and joins us, not only in our groups, but in our courses, and who reads our books and everything else? And when I say that, the first thing that comes to mind, hi Jody, first thing that comes to mind is that you forget that you're a powerful being on this planet, right? You forget that you have a vibration, and those people who you want to join you in your group, or those who, hi Jodes, so those who want to join you in your group, or those who you want them to come and read your book or come to your event or what have you, the universe has already set that up in the background for you. So number one, you wouldn't get that idea for that group or that book or whatever. Can we close the door, please? I'm trying to talk with children. Oh, I'll give you some paper. You're going to see me in real life here. Hi, Melly. How you going? Okay, there you go, Johnny. Paper. Close the door. Okay, so I don't need the light on. Close the door. So you get me on a Sunday, guys. You're going to get kids coming in. Close the door. Thanks. Properly. So you forget that these people are already aligned with you. You don't have to get them. They already, everyone's talking now, you don't have to get them. They already are interested in you. So you don't need to go out and promote your page or your group or anything. You don't actually need to do anything, because those people who are meant to come into your arena, they are all there in the background waiting for you to do something, right? So as you're actually talking in any of the other groups, or you might be doing a newsletter for someone, it's all about, so let's bring it back to basics. It's all around you doing what you want to do, right? So it's a Sunday. Say, for example, you go, oh, I might want to write a blog post, or I might want to put something in a group, maybe just post something that's gone on with you, which you know other people in the group are kind of going through. There might even be, and what I do actually is I actually use my feelings. So I'll go into Facebook and I'll go, I've got something I want to talk about. I don't really know what group I need to talk to about this. And so I'll actually go through my list of groups that I'm actually already in, and I'll be led. You get a feeling, no, not that group, not that group. Okay, that group I need to post what I'm going through at the moment. So how do you know, how do people actually know you have a group? I'm taking it right from basics, right? You go with your feelings first off, okay? So if you've been given an idea, so listening to those inspired ideas. So the idea comes through, oh, I'm going to write a blog post, I'm going to post in a group, I'm going to, maybe even going down to the shops. You don't even really know where this is going to lead. You just listen to your body, listen to the thoughts that come into your mind. Oh, that would be fun to do that. So you do whatever that thing is. Whatever that thing is that you're guided to do. Yes, it definitely comes back to trusting the feelings. The feelings and the thoughts are the way that you get access to people, or people get access to you. It's actually not you getting access to them. They're finding you. So the universe is going to give you feelings. It's going to give you thoughts. That's all you need to do, is you just need to listen and act. Now, I can't tell you how many times I've been invited to a party and I don't want to go, and I'm like, oh, and then I go, I trust you, universe, that by going to that party is just them being patient. Well, It brings it back to, so the being patient is actually bringing it back to, so when you're being patient or impatient, it means that you're trying to take control, right? You actually have more control by pulling everything back into you. So as soon as you feel that impatience come up, you know that you've disconnected with yourself. It's pure and simple. As soon as you bring everything back into you and you go, I've got this, and then go for a walk or do a meditation or do something that's going to bring you back to nature, bring you back to you and align yourself with you, that's when, even a shower is an awesome place to get really cool ideas. I did something yesterday which, oh my God, I went to the toilet. Went to the toilet and it was not in my house, it was in another place. And I was there and it was quiet. It was so quiet. And I got bombarded with all these thoughts. And I'm like, I don't even have my phone with me to even pop these down. And literally from the time I've walked out of the bathroom back to my seat, I've forgotten about it. You really have to act on these things straight away. So always having a piece of paper with you or a phone. You don't really take phones into the toilet, but trying to keep that thought there, because I had about 5 things that the toilet thoughts are awesome. The toilet is the best place to get really good thoughts, and the shower, because it's quiet and we're listening. And really when we go to the toilet, we're only doing one thing, right? The toilet's the best place to do it. We're only technically doing one thing. So your brain can allow the thoughts to come in. If you need some inspiration, go to the toilet. Anyway, so that's the first step, is that you just already know in your mind, you've got to trust that the universe has got this sorted for you. So in the background, it's already got those people. Those people are waiting to hear from you, okay? You just trust that. When you get the idea, you're going, that must need to go somewhere. I need to do something with it. And you sit with that idea and you go, where is this going to go? Who do I need to share this with? And it might be a memory that you had that you think, oh, that's going to help someone if I talk about that. Or it might be an idea like of something that you're dealing with. So you might be going through something and then you'll go, oh my God, if I just do this, then I'm going to get out of that. And what you need to do is you then go to your phone or listen and you go, okay, so what are the ways that I can share these thoughts with someone? So people who are in the universal business know that the first process in the universal business system is sharing, love, help, inspire, share. Now, all you need to know is that is all you need to do to connect with your potential clients, potential people who you're going to help. That's all you really need to know, is that you just have to share, help, love, inspire, share. Now, you might go, well, I'm not really getting any messages. Well, why don't you jump onto Facebook and say, well, I feel like I'm being guided into this group. I'll go into this group and let me just see who I need to help there today. Now, as you go into that group, again, the universe has already aligned you to see the comment or the post that they've actually put in the group. The universe has aligned that perfectly with you seeing that. So you'll see that post and then you'll then know. So you'll see this post about someone having an issue with something. You'll know then how to help them. But you're helping them from a place of love and the fact that you're so excited that you know what to do about this. Sometimes we actually don't know what that thing is that we're going to be helping them with. So again, we just open our minds and allow the universe to give us the information. Sometimes I'll come across a post and I'll go, oh my God, I don't know how to answer that. And then I'll go, well, yes, I do. I've got all the answers inside of me. I'm just going to post whatever comes out of me. And then I'll type it all up. And all of a sudden, that's actually a brand new blog post for my blog, or that's actually something. But I'll always find that people who have read that post and my comment have also got the same issue. And I can guarantee you that person will post a post, right, about an issue. You tell them really what the answer ends up being for it, and about another 5 or 6 people underneath it go, oh my God, Kim, that has helped me a lot. And you know what happens after that? All of a sudden, they're liking my page. They're joining my groups. Can you see how easy it is? It's just, and the thing is that we get a buzz from helping people. So you can spend an hour just flicking through Facebook. Okay, universe, who do I need to help today? flick, flick. Oh my God, that looks awesome. I'd really like that happened to me yesterday and I needed to, like, I know how to do that and I'm going to share that with them. Again, I always say copy and paste into an email all the content that you put out there, because as soon as they do that, they you can actually put it into a blog or whatever, and that's always there for people to find. So I've never ever focused on getting people for my groups, and to be honest, I don't even look at how many people are in there, because the universe will have the people in the group that needs to be in the group, right? Because energy is really important in groups. So what will happen is that I'll actually have a handful of people maybe commenting on what I've said or something like that. But then there'll be those other people in the background that still aren't courageous enough to speak up. So they will actually keep watching you. Again, you're already aligned with them. So they'll see your next place that you help someone, and then they'll see the next one, and then they'll read your blog, and then they'll come across an article that you've written in an online magazine, whatever, because the universe will guide you as to what you need to do to connect with these people. So then what happens is that I will find someone will contact me and go, Kim, I've been following you for years now and I love what you've got to say. I've actually never seen their name before. Never. They've never liked anything. But then I go, let me just see if they're in my group, and I can guarantee you they've joined my group without me even really knowing, because I'm not really focused on people joining my group. I'm actually focused on just the sharing and the love and the value that I can give people out there. So I'm just going to give you a few platforms that you can use that can enable you to share your message. But in actual fact, the universe will guide you as to what you need to do. So the first one is just jumping onto Facebook and seeing who you need to share. It might be someone on your personal page. You don't know. So then you can say, well, I feel like writing something to the people who have joined my newsletter. Okay, that's how you're meant to communicate with the people who, like, maybe they're not in, maybe they've subscribed to your newsletter, but they're actually not in your group. So that's where you can go there and see what you need to write about. You can actually share your blog with online magazines and newspapers. You just Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest. So many different ways that you can love, help, and share your message. I always just say whatever you feel like doing is always the vehicle as to what you're meant to be doing to help people. Whenever you do have those quiet moments during the day and you are able to connect with the message that you're meant to be sharing with people, jot it down. Just jot down whatever the message is that you get. Write journaling for yourself, writing that down, and then you'll see where that needs to be shared. And it's just a feeling that you get. You just don't know what that feeling is. You might be prompted to do a Periscope. This is what I've done today. I don't really know where this Periscope's going to go. I don't really care. But I thought, well, I've got some really cool information that I can share on this. So again, I'm going to post it here. I'll put it on my YouTube channel. It goes onto Twitter. And again, I don't really care. It's just that I have got some ideas that are ways of people who can use this information to share it, and I'm just going to do it. And I don't really care what happens with it, because it's just me sharing information. So always just having that connection with the universe and trusting the universe will always deliver what the content is as to where that needs to go. It always works that way, and I'm always surprised when the universe really does. The universe will always give me a vehicle to then pass that information on, and then I get surprised by everything that I'm told that has helped people, because I don't do it for the getting anything, because I already know that the people I'm meant to help are already there. It's just a connection, and by sharing, people automatically will then go to your group. They will go to your page. The thing is also I get a lot of people joining my groups because it tends to pop up in their feed. Again, the universe does it. So pretty much every day I have about 5 to 10 new people joining my groups. And it's not from me finding them. They just join. And over time, you end up seeing that it ends up going up to 500 or whatever people. But again, it doesn't really matter. It's actually about the quality of people in the group, not how many people are in there. Because you want the content and the things that you're talking about to be really good value to the people who are in the group. So thinking about, okay, so what kind of things do I want my groups to be about? Do I share posts on my page? I don't actually use my page at all. My page, I actually don't use at all because from Facebook, Facebook doesn't actually really show what I put on my page, and I've never done any sponsored advertising. I've never paid for advertising on Facebook. So I do actually have my page thread on the front page of my website, mainly for SEO. And it's actually kind of cool when I go back onto my website, I go, oh yeah, I've put that on my page. But it also gets people, whenever they go onto my website, they can kind of see that I do have this Facebook page. I think on my Facebook page, I've got about 800 people on my Facebook page. But when I look at the statistics, I think it's only out of 800, probably 70 might see what I've posted. I do also, whatever I put on my Facebook page, I do share on my personal page. So really when it comes down to it from a statistics point of view and looking at exposure or getting the message out there, Facebook pages don't really do it unless you do sponsored links. So if you're wanting to get your Facebook page out there, just send it out that way with sponsored links, and people do get a lot of success with that. But from my point of view, I haven't needed to do that. But again, yeah, that's a really good idea, Andy, is that if you're wanting to promote your group more, do some sponsored links on your personal page or your Facebook page, and then that can promote it, saying join my group that way. Again, I haven't had to do that, but I mean, everyone's different and everyone's journey is different to mine. So my feeling and my gut feeling is that I don't need to do that. So I just don't. So it's just whatever you feel like doing. But if you do get frustrated with the, not getting your group out there or whatever else, the first thing to let go of is that frustration, because that will create a block to getting access or getting information to the people who need it the most. So just really forgetting about growing the numbers in your group and just really enjoying helping people however you're guided to help them. And please keep your mind open as to how that is, because there is unlimited resources for you. You're working with the universe, right? So there's unlimited resources for you to get information out to people. Do not limit yourself by actually saying I have to use groups to get information out there, or even I have to use blogs or I have to use Facebook. If the universe actually makes you feel excited about something, you just go and do it. Me personally, I've actually been guided to do a lot of things locally, and that has actually been amazing because I've just moved to this area that I'm in, and it's been able to get me to be in contact with a lot of different people just in my area who I haven't been able to. Yeah, trusting is a massive thing. So let's talk about trust, and I'm glad, Andy, that you've brought that up. Is that maybe this could be about trust if we're really trying to push this whole needing to grow numbers or groups or whatever else. It is hard because we've been brought up to look at the numbers, to work really hard and to try really hard, and then when you do that, you'll get the success. And it did actually happen that way back in the 80s, but something energetically has happened. A lot of spiritual people know exactly what's going on with the different dimensions and the changing of the energy of the planet. But and again, it depends on your own vibration as to what works for you. And that's where I purely understand that people need to go with their gut feelings as to what feels good about sharing things. So trusting again comes back to, if you can't trust something, it just comes back to that you don't have control, or a fear of not having control. Now again, it sounds really weird, but we have more control when we let go. And I read something yesterday, I can't remember what book I read it in. Actually, if I can just say this, so I run a spiritual group once a week, and the beautiful Kat Murr, who's in that group, she has put me onto a new book, and so girls, write this book down. It's called Disappearance of the Universe. Disappearance of the Universe. Write that book down. I've started reading it, and this book is pretty much a channeled book where this man channels two highly ascended beings, but he pretty much sees them, and they're sitting there in his lounge room, and he transcribes what they're saying. And that was one big message in there that and I'm only on to probably page 3 or 4, but that's what they said. And I was like, oh, wow, that's really a good confirmation to know that, yes, we're on the right track, is because they said in this book that you have much more control by letting go. And I don't know if that makes sense to you, but you have so much more control by letting go. So we then think, well, hang on a sec, we don't have that much control when we let go because we have to do this and we should do that and blah, blah, blah. But what happens is that when we let go of the having to control, what happens is that we're given the messages, given the thoughts, given the ideas that we need, and then all we need to do is act on them straight away without worrying about how that's going to happen, how that's going to work. And then what happens is that it then creates this snowball effect. It's like a domino effect energetically, that as soon as you listen to this message and you act on it, it's just like a big domino, and it just creates the next step and the next step, and they keep flowing on, and you keep getting more information, and then you act, and more information you act. And then you look back to who you were at the beginning of the week to who you were at the end of the week, and you've actually achieved a lot by not controlling the outcome, not controlling what's happening. But you've actually had a lot of fun, and it's been easy to do. So this is where I can't stress enough that you have complete control when you let go of control and allow the universe to present to you whatever it is that you're meant to be doing next. And this is where we see this whole big picture about what we can do and how we can get our message out there, and it's massive, especially if you put yourself into that high vibration of, oh, I'm going to be Oprah one day and I've got to do this to get the message out there and to create the tribe and all that sort of thing. But what ends up happening is that you've put so much pressure on yourself to achieve this goal, but also you've split your energy into the future. And so you lose the capacity to really produce what you want to produce right now. And it actually clouds your mind and you can't think clearly. What you need to do, and again, when you feel like you don't have control and that you're losing trust in the process, it's a sign that you've just disconnected from yourself and from your own wisdom. So energetically in your mind, if you say, I'm going to pull that energy back to me, guilt of overthinking at times. Well, overthinking is a trying to control. It's just a trying to control. And if I can just say, whenever you are overthinking or you're trying to control, you just simply say, well, I'm letting go of control now, and I'm going to trust the universe that it's going to guide me to the next step. And I'm just going to be aware and open. Now, when you make that decision to bring all your energy back to now, you forget about the future, you forget about the past, and you just focus on what's happening right now. You've not only got 100% of your energy right now, but your awareness and the ability to be aware of everything, it jumps up tenfold. So you pick up everything. That's awesome, Andy. I'm so glad. You pick up everything right in that moment when you let go of control, because the universe starts to deliver. When you let go, the universe delivers to you. It gives it to you because you've let go of the hows, and you've let go of the pushing, and you've let go of the have to. The universe goes, well, here's another thing you can do. And then here's another thing you can do. And you're like, okay, well, I'll do that. And then I'll do that. And then you find the momentum picks back up again. And then you'll find people will be starting to join your groups. And you'll find that people will be liking what you're doing. And you go, oh, that's pretty cool. That's exciting. But that's not why I'm doing it. I'm just following the stuff that's coming in and what I'm doing. And this is where it's surprising, because I used to overthink all the time. I used to have like a 10-year plan. And I used to say, oh, my God, like I have to look at what I'm going to do in the future. And when I was younger, I just wanted to be older, and I wanted to be a successful businesswoman, and I wanted to do this and that. And I was always wishing for what's next? What can I do next? How can I be? And in my mind, I had this vision as to what I looked like, how I acted, and everything else. And I always just lived in the future, and I was so unhappy. And it's only just in the last... Oh, I'm so glad, Cherise. It's good to have you here, darling. So as soon as I pulled my energy, and it's only through a lot of working with people and learning this from what the universe tells me. Like, I just listen. You have to listen. It's kind of fun because there's actually no limit to how many different ways the universe can give you messages and to help you to move forward in what you're wanting to do. And all it is just like with Lamisha, she's got a manifesting group. You know, all it is just putting that out there, saying this is what I want, and then letting go. You have to let go of the result, but also letting go of the hows. How am I going to promote my group? How am I going to get my name out there? I know myself, like, I've got this message, and, you know, a lot of people know what this message is, and, you know, I've gotten to the stage now where it's ready to step up to the next level, and I'm like, well, how can I do this? And you get caught up. You get caught up in that, oh, but I have to do this, and I have to do that, and then you go, no more. Just stop the chatter, stop the pushing and the shoving, and go to the toilet, or go and have a lay down, or go for a walk at the beach, and you'll get the answer. You always get the answer just by the thoughts that come into your head. And then you go, well, that's really cool. I'll just do that. Now, this is again where you need to let go of control. You might not know, like you might go, well, that's not going to help me get there. That's not going to help me to achieve that thing. You have to let that go, because the universe can deliver the thing that you want in so many different ways. By you letting go of the hows and letting go of the it has to be this way, which again, we're always taught that if you want to make $1 million, you've got to do it this way. Well, what if I said that there's actually 1 million ways that you can make $1 million, and the universe can just bring it to us? Bring it on. Bring it on. I'm happy to open up and just see where this $1 million is going to come. I'm going to open up to see where all these clients are going to come. I'm actually opening it up to see who's going to write all my ebooks for me, because I'm happy to hand that over. I'm happy to let that go. And what happens is that the balls start in motion because you let go of the hows. So this is where it's really important, and it's hard to step out of that whole having to have control. But when you acknowledge that you're feeling that need to have control, or you're letting go. I'm so glad. It's hard though, Andy. It's really hard. And this is where I need to stress really a lot that when you feel the need to control, when you feel like I should be doing something, I get that all the time. You should be doing something. You should be doing this. You should be doing that. It's just a sign that you've disconnected with yourself. That's all you've done, and disconnected with the trust. There's no shoulding in this world, and stop shoulding yourself, because there's no shoulding. It's just loving and doing and acting. And you know what? It's a Sunday here, and I've got kids outside, and I'm probably actually supposed to be going to the beach because it's 30 degrees here. But I'm like, I just want to have fun and just chat with you guys. And I'm wondering, because I made kale chips this morning, if I've got green on my teeth. But apart from that, I'm just actually having fun. So that's all you need to do. And that's, I've shook myself enough. And really, that could be your guide, Andy. That could be your guide. When you feel like you should be doing something, you just go in and then you just say, okay, I've acknowledged that I've should myself again. And then I'm just going to acknowledge that I'm going to let that go and go back to trusting and being guided. Now, if you don't get the messages, if you don't get the guidance and you're feeling a little bit angsty, it just means, again, that you're trying to control. So you need to take yourself out of that control mentality. And the best way to do that is to just go and have fun and get back into the feelings. So the shooting is actually creating a little bit of panic. It's creating a little bit of like, what should I do? And what that's doing to your energy is that and your vibration, and it's lowering it. Anything that should, need, want, have to, it's lowering your vibration. I was going to say what you should do, but what you can do, what you'd love to do, is just get out there and have lots of fun. Again, it's great to have a list of things that are really fun for you, that make you feel free, make you feel alive, that make you actually feel, it's really important, make you feel. So have a list of things that really make you, like yesterday I jumped on a trampoline for the first time in about 40 years. I'm not joking. And that freaked me out, because I was like, this used to be easy. And it's actually prompted me to probably get a trampoline, because I know that that is actually really fun. When you're jumping on the trampoline, you can't think of anything else but jumping on the trampoline. So when you're having fun, you can't think of anything else but that very moment. And energetically, it brings all your energy back to the moment. And that's where you start getting the messages. If you're not getting messages, it just means that your energy's split and you're trying to take control. So letting go and then just doing things that will bring you back to you. So another thing I really love about connecting with yourself is journal writing. Have a chat with yourself. So you say to yourself, well, I'm feeling stuck. Where's a good place to stay in Perth? I don't know. I'm not in Perth. So if you actually write down things that if you're feeling stuck or whatever, you can just say, I'm feeling stuck. What can I do? And then wait for the answer to come through. It's amazing when you have that chat with yourself as to the stuff that can come out. So if there's no other questions, all I can do is say, follow your gut. Follow your gut. Bring your energy back into now. Trust, trust, trust. Let go of control and bring it back to you. Do things that are fun. Like Andy, I'm just thinking now, you guys in the Northern Hemisphere are all going to bed now, or if not already in bed. It's a really good time to really connect with yourself, and you might feel like picking up a book. Okay, I feel like picking up a book. I'm going to read that. And you never know what message you're going to get from it. You just, even if you've read it 20 times, or you feel like picking up Facebook, you feel like doing such and such, just do it, because there are messages everywhere. You are given a message every second of every day. So I don't really know Margaret River that well. I've only just moved here, so you might need to just Google it. Okay. So if there's any other questions about how we can trust ourselves, how we put your feet in the hot tub, that's a really good one, because really your energy can really flow through the water, and water is a really good conductor. So Andy, that could be a really good way for you to connect with the universe, is just connecting with water, and that's a really good conductor. If you think about it, water is a conductor, and it doesn't actually matter if you're it's a hot tub or in the shower or at the beach, but you'll find when you are near water that you are conducting information a lot quicker. Is there much to do in Bustleton? Yeah, there's heaps to do. But I'm not talking about that today. So anyway, so if there's any other questions, you can actually message me through my Facebook pages, which is Kimai Brink Jansen. My website's kimaibrinkjansen.com, but you can also send me an email through there as well. If you've got any questions about how we can trust the universe more, what do I do? This is where I'm open. I pretty much work with the universe, but everyone that I work with actually pretty much works with the universe and connects everyone with the universe. Thanks, Andy. Please just keep going within. If you're feeling like you need to do something different, or you have to do something, you really have to connect with yourself and with the universe as to what you need to do. So really go within. The answers are always there. And of course, we conduct the information that comes through as well. But what was I saying? I can't even remember, which is pretty common for me. I go from conversation to conversation. Oh, that's right. Okay. So if you've got any questions, pop onto Facebook, and I do have a couple of groups on there and things like that. But again, if you're meant to know about them, you'll come across them in the energetic connection that we will have. See you tomorrow in Tap Club. You will so see me tomorrow in Tap Club, Melly. And I can't wait to see you there, my darling. Mwah. But yeah, just, if you see something out there, that's a message for you. If you hear something, even overhear a conversation, that's a message for you. If you experience something. So, if you go through heartache, if you go through something that's really troubling, it's actually a message for you as well. Everything's a message. We're given 1,400 messages a day. So bring your awareness back to now. Keep your focus on now. And you'll always be given the next steps. Let go of control, let go of the hows, and just let go of everything and just trust that you'll always be guided. And you know what? Your wish is the universe's command. So that's right. Well, I was going to explain, what do I do? Well, I just work with the universe. And I think that's the easiest way to explain it. But pretty much we do. How do I know this? Because I work with the universe, and the universe tells me these things. And also I live it every day. I think everyone who works with me pretty much knows that this is how I live. and in my Universal Business group, as well as some of my other groups. They're bombarded with all the messages that I get, but I tell you what, I get 20 million more than the ones that I post. And so if you had a look at my office, I have to write down every message because it helps me for the next step. So even in our dreams, I mean, you might go, well, how do we get messages while we're sleeping? Well, we get messages in our dreams. You might go, well, I'm just sitting down reading the paper with a Sunday cup of coffee. How am I getting a message? There'll be a message in the newspaper for you. Oh, but I'm just watching a movie. How do I get a message from that? There'll be a message for you in that. If you're guided to watch that movie, that's a message for you. There'll be something in that movie that you'll get from that. There's so many messages around us. Oh, my pleasure. But there's so many messages around us that is guiding us to the next step. And all we need to do is let go of control and listen to these messages. There are, like in my Universal Business group, we're going on to probably, I think it's week 13 of messages. It's all about these messages. And if we follow these messages and listen and bring our energy back to now and just release the hows, we are always guided to the next step. And the universe is amazing because it's an unlimited universe, unlimited opportunities. If you really want to see, bye Andy, but if you really want to see how amazing the universe is and for how it can deliver, let go and see. It'll surprise you every single time. So I'm going to put that out there and let you guys really soak that in and connect with yourself. Do some journal writing, really connect with yourself and see why you think you're any different to the universe, because you're not. You are an energy in the universe and we're all the same energy, the plants, the oceans. And as long as you realize that you are very, very special in this universe, that's when the magic happens and that anyone can do this. So keep listening and keep going along your path. Don't lose that trust. Don't you lose any kind of sight of what you're meant to be doing, and just keep that focus on how you're feeling and what you want to do next, and just do it and it'll be taking you to where you need to go. Okay, come and join me in my groups. I've got the Soul Awesomeness group and I've also got the Universal Entrepreneur group, plus I've got my pages, which is Kim Brink Jansen, and my website KimIBrinkJansen.com. So I'll see you guys soon, and if you've got any questions or anything, message me and I'll do another Periscope about it for you. Mwah. Bye.